Hello, everybody. How are you all doing tonight? I hope that you are all doing very, very well. I am on here tonight, because I just want to talk about something very quickly, but also because I'm messing around with things. I'm not even going to pretend. I have been messing around with things for a little while on here. We're trying to figure out some stuff. I have awful internet connection where I am, so I do apologize, but it's okay. We're recording just in case, and then I will upload everything done in the last week again, better in the next week. Anyway, so I just want to talk about something very, very quickly in regards to Nintendo. If you came on here, then you're probably like, hey, today we're supposed to be talking about Nintendo and Nintendo scams. And I do want to talk about it for a minute. So a few days ago, Nintendo actually released a warning out, and it was originally in Japan, and I even have that for you. I'll show you. We won't be able to read through it, but it's pretty. And they said that they want to let everyone know that there's some security issues with a couple of their products. So of course, my husband is a huge Nintendo gamer. My daughter and my husband are gamers. I'm not a gamer. I'm like that bitch that plays like Homescapes once in a blue moon on the computer. Might have done some Candy Crush in my time. Other than that, I have no clue what's going on with gaming. But my husband and daughter very much into the gaming thing. My daughter is going to grow up and be a gamer girl on Twitch or something. I just know it, unfortunately. I try to stop it, but I might not be able to. So they keep up on Nintendo and all the stuff that's going on with Nintendo. And as you can see here, there has been a big warning let out by Nintendo that says that we should immediately stop using their old hardware. Now, please do not freak the hell out right now. Do not freak out, okay? Because it isn't probably not the hardware you're thinking. As they say here, Nintendo fans should immediately stop using some older hardware, or at least that's what a new warning out from Nintendo suggests. The warning has nothing to do with any actual consoles. So again, don't go throw out your Wii. All right, like they say. In other words, the NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Game Boy, DS, 3DS, the Wii, thank God, because we love our Wii here, or the Wii U in your closet or attic, fuck you, we still play that every day, okay? Aren't going to kill you. My husband and I play tennis on the sports thing every night. My family and I do the Wii Sports every day. It's a very big part of our life. It is not in our attic or closet, damn it. It's set up in my bedroom. You don't need to worry about this. So that's the good news, is that's not what's on recall. Thankfully. I know. I might have clickbaited you with my thumbnail a little bit, and I apologize. I'm apparently out here trying to be a famous YouTuber. So, what we need to worry about is the Nintendo Wi-Fi USB connector NTR10 and the Nintendo Wi-Fi, sorry, I know I said Wi-Fi I think the last time, network adapter WAP001. All right. And both have security issues for those using them. Now, here's my thing is I'm kind of like, geez, thanks Nintendo for giving me this information now. People have been using this for a long time. So these security issues been known. Okay. So that's a little bit worrisome, but thank you for letting us know this last week. The warning comes from the official Nintendo Japan website, so it's possible some meaning and vital context is being lost in translation. But it's clear that Nintendo warns against owners of these items from using them, especially continuously. And yes, so this here is the lovely Japan warning. I do not read Japanese. I am in Canada and I can just read French, okay? And some of you may know that it's hard for me to read English sometimes. So I cannot read this. Apparently, they might not have fully translated everything. So if you do know Japanese and you happen to come across this stream, please help these people translate. But what it says is that these are the two systems here. And then it looks like they go into some detail about what's wrong, but as the articles have pointed out, and it's not just this one, it's all of them, by the way, they're not 100% sure other than the fact it's a security breach. So just in case we need, I guess an update of what it looks like, I just wanted to show you that's the USB connector. And this right here is, of course, the old Wi-Fi adapters and the USB connector. So this is what it looks like. This is what they are recalling right now. So again, that comes from Japan, the place. That is the place of Nintendo. So it says here, the warning comes from them, and it says, because again, translation, a little wonky, regarding the network devices, Nintendo Wi-Fi USB connector and Nintendo Wi-Fi network adapter released by Nintendo, one of them in 2005 and the other in 2008. I'm assuming that's what that means. Either way, if you bought one of these in either year, don't use it. Please stop using them from the viewpoint of security protection and switch to commercially available network devices. These products have been around for more than 10 years since their launch, and we have confirmed that there are the following concerns when they are used continuously, which again horrifies me slightly because I'm like, how have we been out here we have people using this for a decade. They got no clue about a security breach. Well, good thing we're letting them know now, Nintendo. Thank you oh so much. The statement continues on to say, if you continue to use these devices, there is a risk that they may be illegally accessed from the outside. So again, you're going to be hacked. Or that the connected terminal may be infected with a computer virus or etc. Which I hope they're saying that someone elsewhere again, it would be able to hack you and put on a virus. Not that they have a virus in the freaking systems, because that would suck. It would suck if they had a virus in the systems. So that's what I think they mean. For customers who are currently using it, please stop using it immediately and switch to commercially available network equipment for security protection. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and ask for your understanding and cooperation. Again, if you are someone that was using that for 10 years, I'm sure you're sitting here like, holy crap, that's how my computer got all those viruses on it. It's unclear why this statement has all of a sudden been issued, like the article says, because these devices have surely been vulnerable from a security standpoint for a while, probably since their creation. Let's be real. But clearly the issue was recently brought to Nintendo's attention. I hope it was. I don't want to say that they knew before, but it's a little scary. And then they say that they're going to keep us updated, and I will also keep you updated if this, turns into anything else. Although I highly doubt it will. I think that the recall of those products is all it's going to get to. Now let's go back to here for a minute, because this is the part that worries me when it comes to this product. Yes, you can email. This is my email. You can email me any inquiries that you have for me to cover scams or product recalls or whatever. But this is where I get worried because, Nintendo puts out a recall and I'm like, that sucks. We should let people know. But then, of course, what I do, because I apparently just sit around all day looking for scams, is I go over to Google and I say, okay, is anyone trying to sell these? And of course, they are. They are trying to sell them all over the damn place. No, Steve DeLeve, I don't. And Steve DeLeve, you shouldn't be here, my dude. So I just like, I'm just like, okay, so this thing just got recalled, but there's people selling it on eBay. Okay. That's where I get worried. I don't know if these people are aware. I cannot be like every single person, okay? Every single person who is putting it on eBay right now is just trying to sell it and get rid of it because they know about the recall. I cannot say that. That would be very unfair of me. But, that's kind of why I'm doing this video. Because, I don't know, maybe the recall isn't complete public knowledge at the moment. And that's why. Or maybe a bunch of people have gone to eBay and put them up all over eBay because they're trying to get rid of it because of this announcement on the security. And either way, that's very worrisome for me. I just think that everyone needs to know that this has been like recalled, or I guess the word wouldn't technically be recalled. I apologize, because technically this thing's been out for over a decade, and a recall is when you like put out a product and then you take it back like pretty much right away because there's a problem. But there is a warning issued about the security risks with these products, and they are still very, very much, I mean, unfortunately this one is in our country, Stephen, where, we have someone here in Vancouver, BC, that is selling this for $40, which I hear is a pretty decent deal, by the way, even used. And that, again, that worries me. I just want to make sure that people out there, if you are buying this, make sure that you're buying it as like some kind of weird Nintendo collector's piece. I do know that a lot of people out here collect Nintendo. My husband fucking collects everything you can think of. He is a collector of everything. So, I'm sure there's people out there that collect this kind of old stuff in order to sort of have it. Just do not use it. Do not plug it in and think that you can use it, because I believe that this is all used for Wi-Fi stuff. And like they said, security breach. So we don't want that. But again, it does worry me a little bit that we've been using it for a decade. It makes me wonder, was Nintendo aware that this was a possible breach earlier on, and maybe they just didn't want to say anything, so they wanted to make sure that they sold them? Companies are grimy. If you watch me, you know that much. So, excuse me, we can't really say. But one thing I do know is that Nintendo has said that there's a security breach on these items, and they are still being sold out here on eBay and the likes. So please do make sure. Oh no, Frances says that they have many issues with the USB modem. And see, that's what they're saying. They're saying that there's security issues, security breaches. So if you had anything like viruses on your system, that's why, I guess we're finding out. Yeah, they're claiming that they just became aware of the security flaws. I'm hoping so. Like I said, I don't want to be all like, oh, Nintendo knew about it, because I don't have proof that they knew about it. Just like I don't have proof that the people on eBay know about it that are still selling it, right? Like, I can't call these people scammers right now, but in a few weeks, if they're still selling it, I might. Just because then I feel like you should know that information. If you are selling a product like this, even as just like someone at home, like my husband and I will sell our old stuff all the time. We live in kind of lower middle class area. So, we'll sell like bags of my daughter's clothes when she outgrows them for like $3. Things like that. Just for cheap on like Facebook and whatnot. But like if something was recalled that I was selling, I would not sell it. But unfortunately, I can't really say if I would be checking it either. Do you know what I mean? Like, luckily my husband usually looks up the prices of things before he prices things online, but not everyone does that. So it's a possibility this person never Googled this product when they put it up and then wouldn't know of this security breach. So I don't want to say that they're all scammers, but I do want to make the consumers out here aware not to buy this. And if you are going to buy it, don't plug it into anything. Please just be collecting it. Because like I said, there are some people out here that love to collect the old stuff, love to collect the old systems and whatnot. Like we have the old school Nintendo system with like the one that was in my my thumbnail. We have that. We still use that. So, a lot of people have the old stuff. I think it's, especially if you grew up in the 90s and whatnot, then, it's memories. They recently sold one of those old Nintendo systems. I believe it had like 50 of their old school games. And that was a really hot item on the market for a while. So people do kind of collect this stuff. But if you're collecting it, don't plug it into anything. Don't try to use the Wi-Fi on it. Don't do any of that. Hello, Nicole. See, I like streaming on this or on the Streamlab place because then I can see Nicole's comments. Someone hid Nicole or something on my channel, and now I can't figure out how to unhide Nicole on my channel. And I've been trying for like 3 weeks on all different ways. Oh yeah, no, always resell your stuff, even for like dirt cheap. I mean, unless you can give it away to a family member or something, but my family members have boys, so I can't even like shift over clothes to them or anything, and why not? My husband's constantly reselling like collections and stuff of his, because like I said, he collects everything, so he'll collect a whole bunch of something, and then he'll get into collecting something else. So then he has a whole collection that we have to sell, and blah, 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 blah. And it just goes on and on until the end of time. It really does. So, yeah, just don't buy this. Be careful of this. I don't think they're selling it at stores. So right now, the only way that you would be able to purchase this is on eBay. So be wary of that. And yeah, I don't again think that anyone out here is scamming on eBay. I just think that maybe they're very, very unaware of what happened. What happened to my husband doing Pokemon card unboxing? He just got kind of bored of it. He just got kind of bored of doing it on YouTube. He has friends that do it out here. You might be familiar with Unaltered Deeds. He was called out by Mr. Beast, and my husband was very good friends with him. So he was doing that for a while. But then he just, I don't know, he didn't want to do it on YouTube anymore. Him and my daughter kind of do it together. And we can't put her out here often. And so he just kind of got bored of doing it by himself. So now they kind of do that together and don't put it on the internet. So that's what happened to Pokemon card unboxing. And then also, Steve, you kind of went over there and started stalking him. That also happened. And that was weird. Yeah. We have quite a few right now that he can get rid of. I don't know if he's selling the collection. I think he's unloaded some of it, but he's always kind of sold here and there of it, because that's what you do, is you sell and then you buy more and then you sell some and then you buy more. But he sold like a card for a few grand before, which was a little bit odd. I didn't think that was possible. I just didn't think it was possible, because I don't do the card thing. I don't really do the collection. It's people that don't know the information because the information isn't widely known. Yeah, see, and that was the thing, is that my husband sent me this article on Instagram because, like I said, he stays up with all of the gaming stuff, right? So he always checks the news for all that kind of stuff. And that's the first thing I thought. I was like, wow, I'm not hearing about this anywhere. It's not like a lot of people are talking about it. I'm assuming that's because it's old stuff from over a decade. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like, maybe people aren't doing a big hype about this because it's like stuff that's from over a decade. So they're like, oh, no one's gonna have that, or it doesn't matter, or whatever else. But I don't know. I think it's important to talk about right now because people are selling it on eBay. To be honest with you, I probably would have talked about it even if they weren't selling it on eBay, just because I find it interesting. But that's just me. I'm just boring. I like the name Daddy Patch Adams. That makes me laugh. Why I stick to Marvel Legends, G.I. Joes, comics, and building to my car. The buying and selling gets old, at least to me anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that was part of it too. My husband likes collecting, but he doesn't like hustling it. But he will, like, if he gets like a decent card and it's one he doesn't really care about, then that's when he's usually selling them off. And then we do like spring cleaning too, and like fall cleaning. I clean every single season, and then we like sell a bunch of shit. I'm like, put this on Facebook Marketplace, go, because why the hell not? It's there. I'm gonna fill up Facebook Marketplace with all my old shit so that the MLM hunts can't sell their essential oil on there, okay? Because they're not supposed to be allowed to, but I see that shit on there all the time. I've seen LuLaRoe leggings. I've seen some shit. So yeah, I'm assuming though, people aren't talking about this a lot because it seems like old news because this stuff is over a decade old. But to me, it's still new enough to talk about because I see people selling it on eBay. Facebook marketing place, not Nintendo. I'm not trying to expose Nintendo. I don't think Nintendo did much wrong. Like, I don't believe that over a decade ago, Nintendo would have had the technology available to tell that there would be a security breach with this. I'm unaware if there was a security breach like a decade ago or if this is more of a new thing that came out. I mean, our technology has changed so much over the past even like 2-3 years, right? I mean, what is it now? They say like every 2 years is a generation of technology now. It used to be every 4 years. I think it's every 2 years now. Maybe even every fucking year. Jesus Christ. But like, so we don't know if these things were made and then their security was fine, but then whatever changed with the networks and whatnot over the past few years is what gave them the security issues. We don't know that. We can't say that Nintendo knew, and it looks like they're trying to issue a statement about it as publicly as they can as soon as they find out. So I can't really hate on them for it. Just like I can't hate on the people on eBay because I can't be like, oh, they definitely know that this has been going on, which is, again, why I'm doing this video. Because as Francis pointed out, it seems like not everyone knows about this. This information is not widely known. See, Facebook Marketplace is extremely, extremely good for quick in-person sort of deals. Like if you're selling old baby clothes, things like that, and you want to just sell like a bag of it for like $5 or $10 or something, you know, it would be like $300 worth of clothes in it, that sort of thing. It's good for. I would not sell much on there that's like super duper important. Usually when my husband sells the real expensive cards, it's to someone that he already has met due to past smaller sales that is then interested in better cards. So then he'll get a hold of someone he already knows and be like, hey, do you want this card? We don't usually post up the big things on Facebook Marketplace. eBay's okay, but you have to pay for that. And a lot of people, let's be honest, a lot of people don't want to pay for it. If you're not selling all the time constantly, then there's no point. I believe it's like $20 Canadian or so a month to sell on there. Fuck, I don't know. We used to do it. But I don't like eBay now because they're doing some MLM-y shit. Okay, I don't like them. But yeah, so unless you're selling like at least that amount or, you know, double that on there a month, then there would be no point in doing it. Oh, you have a Facebook Marketplace area next to the law enforcement office? That's interesting. That would be good. I mean, I would probably trust Facebook Marketplace over some of the other ones out there. The only thing is that if you get ripped off, I do not think that Facebook helps much. And that's why I say, like, I wouldn't offer to do, like, large transactions on there. It is good for a little side hustle or just for some extra money here and there. Or if you're trying to clear out stuff and you just want to, like, clear out the entire closet really quick, like we do, like, 4 times, 5 times a year. And then you could literally just post it on there, and it's just the easiest way to, like, get a whole bunch of stuff out, get rid of it all, and then move on. But I do think that it's probably easier than eBay to get, and you don't have to pay for it. I mean, there's, like, other selling apps and whatnot out there, but most people trust Facebook too, I believe, because you have to be in your own personal account often with your own name and whatnot. I mean, some people have fake names on Facebook, but most people don't. So it's kind of like there's an extra bit of trust there because of that. You know, there's like, what's that one? Poshmark for clothes, but I think that one only does clothes. Hello? Thank you. We were just, I'm trying to fix things. And then also I was talking about how Nintendo recalled a couple things because of security breaches, some old products. And then people are still selling them on eBay. But I don't think it's their fault. I would have to get a boat first, Steve. I don't have a boat. We used to have a cottage. It's to prevent getting robbed. Do you know what? Like, if every single law enforcement office, honestly, had an area in it that just did online scams, that would be great. I mean, even here, we have, like, the online crimes unit with the RCMP. And, like, there's kind of, like, a scam task force, but I did a stream recently that they've pretty much shut down everything here, like, for that. We don't really have, like, a scam task force here in freaking Canada anymore. So I guess if you got ripped off here, you would just have to do it like a theft. But again, most cops won't care about theft. I mean, if someone steals $10 off of you, no offense, but the cops are probably not really going to care, you know? They're going to be like, I'm sorry you got ripped off, get over it. They tend to only care if it's an amount. Although don't quote me with that, because when I was 19 years old, I was working at Food Basics in downtown Kingston, and a university student came in and stole an apple. A Queen's University student stole an apple, and I'm never going to forget this because my store actually called the cops on him. They really did. They called the cops on this poor university student. And then he had to wait there, and the cops came, and I was working cash, which is how I remember all this, because it happened like right next to my cash. And they actually charged this man with stealing an apple. And I've never forgotten this, because I just remember being like, oh my God, because they used my cash to weigh how much the apple was, to figure out how much it would cost. It was a 30-cent apple. And like, they actually gave this poor student like a promise to appear note. They didn't like throw him in handcuffs and like haul him off to jail for theft or anything. But the poor guy actually did get a promissory to appear note in court. You know, the cop wrote him up. He said, you have to come to the court tomorrow morning. We're gonna get you in trouble for this, rah, rah, rah. And I was like, oh my fucking God, I can't even believe that my Food Basics just charged somebody for stealing 30 cents. And it's a university student. I really hope he can get out of this. But I will say, I am sure that when he got to the courts, the judge was probably like, okay, no, fuck off. Like, I don't see it going much further than that. But that's a true story. So I can't really fully be like, it has to be a lot, because that story pops in my head. And I'm like, that poor Queen's University student and his apple, though. What about that, Beth? That happened. So, yeah, if you call the cops about Bitcoin, they can't do anything about Bitcoin right now, which is why Alonda, the recovering Humbot, and myself try to cover Bitcoin as much as possible. And she's been trying to get, excuse me, we have been trying to get Bitcoin covered by the MLM conference for 2-3 years now. Geez, her and I talked about that, like, when I first came on in, like, 2019. We began talking about how worrisome cryptocurrency and all that was going to be for scams, and how MLMs were going to form. And then for the last couple of years, she's really tried to get it in the MLM conference. The issue is that people are just kind of realizing right now that they're scams. So they're not seen as worrisome. So it's hard. There's no way to trace it, which is why the scammers use it so much. And then you have things like Binance being banned here and other countries. So then the cops kind of think, oh, well, that's how it gets dealt with. They don't have any way of tracing. I mean, if you look up OneCoin right now, which Alonda covered like crazy, and the people that were in OneCoin used to be in Organo Gold, which I was covering, and then me and Tom Brooks from 90 Day Fiancé got into an argument on Instagram. It was a fun time. 2019 was a fun time. It was the best of times. It was before the drama times. But when that all happened, like, they busted OneCoin in, what was it, like 2019, 2020? Alonda was covering that. We just covered it recently together too, and talked about it on her channel, so you can go check that out. But they charge those people, okay? And they're still looking for them. They're still throwing people in jail for that. And we're in, the last half of 2022. It's been a few years, and it's probably going to keep going. Like, that investigation is going to take probably another 10 years before they round up everyone with that scam. So it's like, even when you do finally get the police involved to catch these scammers, it still takes forever. The investigations take forever. And oftentimes, like with Miss Ruja, they just take off and disappear. And then the cops can't even catch up to them. So there is nothing for them to do. It's kind of it's like with the scammers in the call center. Okay, it's like right now we really need Jim Browning and Pierogi. Okay, they got to take down those call centers out there that are running all the scams. And then you have people like me and Alonda going after the MLM scammers out there. You got a bunch of us trying to shut down different things out there. But that's because the police can't do anything about it. So you have to go through other means. You have to gather your own evidence, if you will, and then hopefully take it to somebody that's going to give a crap and then go and raid a call center or, the Burj Khalifa, if that eventually has to happen, and brings people in for scamming. That's kind of the only way to go about it. You would have to follow around this secret shopper Bitcoin scammer for like months and record everything they did, probably before you even got the attention of someone to care. And that is a hindrance always. The call center in Barrie. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, in America, cops will try to throw you in jail for anything because we have for profit. Yeah, we do too. We have that here too. Canada is just a nicer America that stole their land from the Native Americans instead of the African Americans. Well, then send it to me, Steve, and stop stalking me for RSN and send me scam stuff. Jesus. But yeah, the 411 scam is one that I've talked about a lot on here. The Revenue Canada scam is another one. There's a whole bunch of them. Unfortunately, fortunately for us, I guess, unfortunately for them, they recently did catch a Canadian that was running one of the call centers out in India somewhere. I can't think of it right now because I'm freaking tired. But it ended up being run by a Canadian. So they did catch up with him and take him out. And then they're shutting down the scam center there. Scam centers out there are not the same as scam centers here, though. Good night, Francis. Thank you for popping in. Scam centers out there are oftentimes people that don't have any other choice but to work for a place like that. And if you watch a lot of like Scammers Payback, you will see him even getting people out of the scams. All right. So, it's the same sort of thing with like MLM Huns, right? The people that go into MLMs oftentimes are not people that are like, I want to scam everyone, right? They're people that want to help people. And unfortunately, these scam call centers also take advantage a lot of times of people that want to help people. But again, like I said, in a place like Hyderabad, they're more in need of jobs there. So they're preyed on a little bit. In Barrie, I'm kind of like, okay, sweetheart, there's other places you could have gone and worked. Like, you would have been okay. You don't need to work at a scam call center, okay? So it's a little bit different to me. I'm just saying. But we try here not to blame necessarily the people that are victims of these things, even if they are also doing the scams. Because I'm not even going to be able to say that word right now. I'm too tired. And my speech impediment is now coming out like crazy. Like crazy. But yeah, that's why we are out here. But yeah, technically, American cops, by the way, they can't do much about these. I know people in Barrie, so that would be interesting to me, Steve. I've spent a lot of time in Barrie, in the Muskoka area. Didn't you guys read my journal? Shouldn't you know that? But yeah, in America, they have all the exact same problems. Unfortunately, in a lot of places, these scam call centers exist. There are not laws that say that they can't exist. So again, it's like There, it's illegal in America. So then America goes out there and they say, listen, your people are scamming my people. And then they say, that's nice, we don't care. And then, our cops are kind of like, okay, thanks for the help. And that's why it takes like so much proof to be able to take it in to get something done. We've talked about romance scam. No, I don't know that mall, but I could find it. Is that where it is? Because that would be stupid of them. What would you put your scam call center in the mall for? Jesus. Way to get caught. Romance scams are probably the most cruel to me. I think romance scams are a specific type of disgusting because there's an extra layer of vulnerability with that one that people play with, and they often do find elderly people. You should send that to me. That would be fun to read. I could hide your info. Okay, well, send me the information, Steven, and do something useful with your time besides stalking me and hating on me for people. Jesus. But yeah, if you could mess around with romance scammers, definitely do that. Those are other ones where it's almost impossible to catch and prosecute those ones as well. Because again, unless they're a serial romance scammer and they have like this huge trail that the cops can kind of like go back and be like, oh my god, this person has been doing this for like freaking years, it's really impossible. Catfish, the show, kind of also romanticized them, though Dr. Phil does that bit too. He kind of romanticizes the romance scams. And I always hate watching those ones. So I do watch Dr. Phil sometimes for my trash TV. But those ones always make me so upset. Because he always has some, like, elderly person up on his stage. He's, like, telling them all this. I just want him to give them a heads up before they go out there. I really have a hard time watching these people have their whole worlds, like, crash down on them. And then having them, like, sit on the stage, like, crying and stuff. Like, I hate it. I hate it. I'm like, I hate this. I want to know about the romance scam. But I do feel like he does it in a very, like, exposing, cruel way with a lot of the victims on there. Like, to me, that's just not how you would approach a victim about a romance scam. To let them know is, like, throwing them on a stage with television cameras, like, in their freaking face. And then literally, like, I don't know, just dropping bomb after bomb on them, right? And then they're just, like, so upset. It's so sad to me. I'm like, please don't do that to someone. Like, if you are going to put them out on your stage, can you at least just tell them beforehand what's up and then go out and do the show and have them talk about how they felt? To me, it's not good television. See, I'm an awful YouTuber because to me, it's not good entertainment to watch people get torn apart. So then I just get torn apart. Yeah, see, 39, hopefully by then you're not old and decrepit, because, I'm like 36, so I hope I have a few more years left. I hope. Although apparently I turned 40 this year. I didn't know, but I was told by several people that celebrated my birthday. But yeah, see, 39, I don't know why they would hit up someone, because usually it's people that are like in their late 60s, 70s, 80s. They're usually people that are like widowed or something, and it's just so gross to me. It's just so disgusting that you could like manipulate somebody in that way and then like play with them for so long for money. And then it also shows how vulnerable these people are, that they're willing to like give money for companionship. Like, sweetheart, just go get a hooker instead. You know, that's what I want to say. Just go get a hooker. It'll be a lot better than paying some dude to sext you over the phone from India, pretending that he's a prince, but he can't get his money because he works in construction and it's tied up in accounts, or some other bullshit story, because it's usually some crazy thing like that. But again, with those ones, like I said, you can't do anything. Like, you could even take that conversation to the police and they would just kind of be like, yeah, that sucks. Did you send them money? No, it wasn't thousands upon thousands of dollars you lost. Okay, we can't really do anything. Even if it was thousands of dollars you lost, still can't really do much. They could try to trace the call, but then again, if the person lives in a country where there's no laws against that behavior there, the cops kind of hit a wall. It's kind of like we can't get them in trouble in other countries by our laws, right? We can't go to their country and be like, listen, it's illegal to scam here and you're scamming our people, so we want to throw those people in jail. The other country has to kind of be like, yes, we want this crap to stop. And luckily right now is probably the closest we've come in our world ever to having other countries starting to join in with us and be like, yeah, actually, things are scamming and we're done with it. Well, I mean, that would be a really good bait picture. If you were going to mess around with romance scammers, just put a modified convertible sports car in your profile photo. Maybe like take some pictures sitting on it. It'd probably work better if you were a woman in a bikini. Then they would just flock. But, you know, a dude with his shirt off, that would work too, I guess, for the ladies. But yeah, you have to be a special kind of person to be a dude, like pretending to be a lady to like rip off another dude. I don't know. I'll never understand that. And I've seen that live. So, once again, I'm going to end this. I did record it because I have no clue how this is going to turn out. I have no clue if this is going to cut off because we've been playing with this stuff now for a few days. I think we're getting there, but I'm not sure. Because I don't stream. That's why I didn't want to go to the streamer house, because I don't stream. The picture is me sitting against it. Got a dad bod, so the shirt stays on. Some girls like a dad bod, but cool. It could help, actually. I can't find love because of my dad bod. I don't know. Then they would flock, right? Because they want to look for people. You know what? Maybe that's what we should be doing with these incels out here. We should be using them to bait women that do romance scams. And then they wouldn't be loose out here on the internet. Steve, are you in? Are you in, Steven? Okay, I'm just joking. I'm sorry. You were nice. So, I'm going to wrap this up. I did record it so that I can put it up if it messed up. We'll figure it out. But it is 11, and I need to get going because it's 11, and I need to get going. I don't think I have to tell anyone any more than that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping in. Once again, I am going to ask you guys, if you do see people out here that are selling those Nintendo products on eBay or on Facebook Marketplace or anywhere else, don't go yelling at them. Don't go calling them scammers. Excuse me. Like I said, we have no proof at all that they would know about this. It's not out here. It's not knowledge that everyone knows about these products. So don't go yelling at them. But maybe just give them a heads up. I'll leave the article links and I'll post them on my community tab as well. And we will make it so that you guys can then like maybe copy and paste them this link and just say, hey, did you know that, these are actually security breached? So maybe just let people know, because they could also be getting reported out here for scamming, possibly. Maybe they're not scamming. Like I said, they just don't know, because no one's talking about this out here except for maybe me, and then people that are like really, really into Nintendo, which apparently that's just us. I don't know. And Steve to leave me the hell alone. So, just let them know. Don't yell at them. And don't be mad at Nintendo, because I cannot find any information that suggests that they would have known about this. And like I said, tech changes, so it could have just been something in the technology that has changed over the past few years that has made it so that now there's a security breach. We can't be like, oh, there's been one for a whole decade. I'm not always out here trying to cancel everything. Okay, I promise. Have a good rest of the weekend. And just be careful of scams out there. Be careful, because they're everywhere. And if you have any scams that you want me to look into, you can send them to my email. It's on my channel or one of my other social media links, if you're not Steven and I haven't blocked you everywhere. And everybody, no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous night. Like, share, sub if you're new, join the members, especially if you're a troll. Pay me to talk smack, and I'll see you all very soon. Mwah! Bye! Now watch this.